Welcome. Think you know America? Think again. These side-by-side photos reveal a country transformed. Familiar streets now unrecognizable, landmarks lost to time. Eureka, Colorado thrived in 1899 with mining riches and wooden homes. By 2020, the town is nearly gone. Just traces remain where gold fever once shaped the rugged frontier. Around 1905 to 15, trolleys climbed Mount Tom in Holyoke, Massachusetts. By 2021, the tracks are gone, replaced by quiet paths. Yet the breathtaking view remains unchanged. St. Mark's Church on the Bowery, born from Peter Stuyvesant's land in 1660, once faced ruin. Fire and decay nearly claimed it, but today it stands proud, restored, and rich with history. Route 66 between Barstow and Oro Grande in 1917 was a rugged dirt path through the desert. By 2023, it's a paved highway still echoing the spirit of America's most iconic road trip route. Abraham Lincoln's home in Springfield, Illinois, stands just as it did in 1861. In 2021, it's preserved perfectly, offering a rare, untouched window into the past. Central Park's edge at 5th Avenue and 66th Street looked stately in 1904. In 2021, it's surrounded by high-rises, but the park's leafy calm still offers a timeless escape. Maine and Delaware in Kansas City, 1906, bustled with early streetcars and horse-drawn wagons. By 2015, it's all concrete, cars, and glass. But the street grid still whispers history. In 1907, the site of the Lincoln Memorial was a quiet, undeveloped marsh. A century later, it's a marble tribute to unity and freedom, visited by millions in Washington, D.C. In the 1990s, Nickelodeon studios pulsed with neon colors and slime. Today, the building is part of Universal Orlando, with barely a trace of its kids' TV past. On Camelback Mountain's south slope, a 1920s desert landscape gave way to suburban growth. A century later, Phoenix has sprawled up to the rocks, wild meets residential. The Woodstock Field in 1969 teemed with peace, mud, and music. Today, it's calm farmland, silent witness to one of the most legendary concerts in American history. The tenement at 260 to 268 Elizabeth Street stood crowded and worn a century ago. Today, it remains, cleaned up but still echoing the immigrant stories it once held. Seattle's waterfront skyline changed dramatically after the Alaskan Way Viaduct came down. The once shadowed area is now open, walkable, and full of life by the bay. Penn Station opened in 1910 as a Beaux-Arts masterpiece. By 2024, the Grand Original is long gone, replaced by modern redesigns that aim to restore some of its lost grandeur. Chester, Massachusetts, in 1892, had a bustling old town center. By 2024, many buildings are preserved or lovingly restored, blending 19th century charm with small town life. In 2009, this Detroit street still showed signs of life, but by 2019, it had fallen further into decay. More empty buildings, overgrowth, and visible urban decline. This Holyoke, Massachusetts Victorian home has stood for 130 years, largely unchanged. Its architecture remains a rare survivor in a landscape of shifting styles and values. Boston's Big Dig project buried its central artery, trading chaos for calm. A noisy highway is now a peaceful green corridor that reconnects the city with its historic waterfront. Hoover Dam's waterline tells a stark story. Full and surging in July 1983, critically low by December 2022. A dramatic visual of climate stress and water use over 4 decades. Lady Liberty's face sat on the ground before installation in 1886. Today, it peers out over New York Harbor, weathered but still symbolizing freedom for all who arrive. Fifth Avenue, facing the New York Public Library in 1913, was lined with carriages and early autos. In 2016, it's packed with yellow cabs and skyscrapers towering above the streets. Broad Street in 1910 looked toward Federal Hall as bankers and brokers walked freely. In 2016, tighter security and modern buildings framed the unchanged classical columns. A solemn funeral procession moved through Mott Street in 1905, amid tenements and onlookers. Today, Chinatown bustles with vibrant shops where old customs quietly endure. In the 1910s, Fifth Avenue, near East 34th Street in Manhattan, was lined with elegant townhouses. Today, it's a canyon of glass towers, teeming with energy and endless traffic. In 1918, Beverly Hills Hotel stood nearly alone amid dry fields. A century later, the 2018 view shows lush trees, urban sprawl, and a hotel more grand than ever before. Lahaina, Hawaii, once a vibrant coastal town, was devastated by fire in just 6 months. Historic structures and lush streets vanished, leaving a heartbreaking scar behind. The Vanden Boom Chair Factory stood proud in 1880, Quincy, Illinois. By 2018, it's transformed. Now it's a soulless box still echoing the industry that once powered the Midwest. Boston in 1858 was compact, with winding streets and low buildings. By 1980, the skyline rose, the harbor front expanded, and modern life overtook the colonial grid. Before Mount Rushmore had presidential faces, it was simply granite. Today, it's an American symbol carved between 1927 and 1941, seen by millions who visit the Black Hills. In 1883, Sunset Boulevard was a dusty path west. Today, it's packed with traffic, neon, and billboards, one of the most storied streets in Los Angeles history. Times Square in 1900 was quiet, with horse-drawn carts and no lights. By 2016, it became a glowing spectacle of ads, screens, and non-stop crowds, truly the crossroads of the world. Once vital for settlers, Oregon's Santiam Wagon Road linked the Willamette Valley to Central Oregon. Though abandoned since the 1930s, its path still cuts through the forest in 2022. Harlem has transformed over the past 30 years. Once marked by neglect, it now features revitalized brownstones, modern businesses, and a dynamic mix of old and new cultures. Greenpoint, Brooklyn in 1916 was filled with open space and trams. By 2021, cars rule the road, and the charm of public transit has faded, an echo of lost urban planning ideals. Boston's once crowded elevated central artery was buried underground by the 1990s Big Dig. By the 2010s, lush green parks replaced concrete, reconnecting neighborhoods once split. McSorley's Old Ale House opened in 1854, serving everyone from Lincoln to locals. Women weren't allowed till 1970. Now it's a living relic of New York's evolving tavern culture. Fraunces Tavern, dating back to the 1700s, has seen Washington's farewell and Hamilton's last meetings. Once fading, it now stands restored as a monument to Revolutionary history. The Five Spot at 2 St. Mark's Place was home to jazz legends like Thelonious Monk. Its second location is long gone, but its legacy still echoes through NYC's music history. From the early 1900s to 2022, Mount Sugarloaf's southern view in Deerfield, Massachusetts has barely changed. Still no towers or traffic, just hills, trees, and timeless tranquility. In 1900, Pennsylvania Avenue bustled with pedestrians and trams beneath the Capitol Dome. Today, it's still central, but now cleaner, wider, and designed with pedestrians in mind. In 1932, Central Park's Great Lawn was lined with Depression-era shacks. By 2022, it's a green haven for millions, with only photos reminding us of its gritty past. The original Hollywoodland sign stood tall in 1923. Now just Hollywood has been restored and shortened, yet still reigns as a cultural icon overlooking Los Angeles.